इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन की कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. Franchise India teams welcome you to this digital representation of yet another informative brand for the day. Franchise India is a business consulting firm and we give business suggestions and franchise solutions to each one of you that helps you taking the conscious and informed decision. Franchise India is a platform which is helping all international and national brands to expand their business with our pan-India offices. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us because we have helped thousands of investors in getting the franchise options business from us. We welcome each one of you. We also welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. During the course of the webinar, we'll try to take their suggestions, viewpoint on industry as well as on brand. We also welcome our brand. The brand representative, the brand which we are presenting you today is Oh My Game. It's a great brand established by brother and sister Jodi, and we invite Mr. Sahil and Akriti who will be talking about this brand. It's a Gurgaon-based gaming startup company. Thank you so much, Sahil. Thank you so much, Akriti, for joining in today. We'll formally start the presentation and we'll also try to take you through the live outlet tour also. So over to you, Sahil, over to you, Akriti, to start the presentation.
Hi. Hi, I am Sahil, the director and partner at Oh My Game, and I've been joined by my sister, who's also my partner at Oh My Game, our family entertainment center in Gurgaon. So we'll start a little bit by telling about ourselves and our gaming center. So we started Oh My Game in 2016 from a first outlet at Good Earth City Center, Sector 50, Gurgaon. And from there till now, we are now at our third center at RD Mall in Gurgaon in Sector 52. So telling a little bit about ourselves. So Oh My Game is a family run entertainment center which has our mother as the financial backbone of our project, and Me and Akriti are just the people who have put together a little bit of a passion project. We started it as a passion project, which has now turned out to be a serious business. So I have done my post graduation from London and in international business, and it was there where I had started visiting a lot of entertainment centers when when we had free lectures, and that is when we realized that there is a void in India which is still missing. So when we when I had this discussion with Akriti, I told her that we need an entertainment. We already have entertainment centers in India, but there is no specific entertainment center that caters from age group of a 1 year old till an adult. So that is when we decided that we'll bring in activities which will cater to all the age group, all the demographics, where it will be a proper family entertainment center where a kid can come with a grandfather and both of them can have the same amount of fun at our center. So that is how Oh My Game started. And it was like I had this idea back in 2011 when I had played laser tag for the first time in London, and that is when I realized that this is an activity which is missing in India. So that is when when I came back to India after my vacation, and then I started searching around, and then I realized that this activity is something which can be the future of the gaming. But it was too early. There were, I don't think the Indian market at in 2011 was ready for an entertainment center where people would come in and spend a couple of $1,000 just on games. But slowly with time things evolved, and that is how in 2016 when we found an opportunity at a high street in Gurgaon, and that is how we started our center Oh My Game. The activities that we provide in Oh My Game are, we have a kids soft play area. So it's a multi-level play area which has a lot of ball pools, swings, trampolines, a lot of hurdles, and it used to cater from age group from 2 to 6, but now at our current center we are even catering till the age group of 9 years old. The kids who are little above of that age group, we target them with our arcade games as well. So we have redemption and non-redemption games, which is kids play, they spend time here, they collect tickets depending on how they are playing the game, and in return they get the tickets which we redeem to give them little gifts. So these gifts are the incentives which keeps bringing them back to our center. Then the major attraction, or what Oh My Game has become a little known in Gurgaon, is for our laser tag activity. So currently we are the only laser tag arena in Gurgaon which provides a 12-player setup which allows people to come and have an, like, it's like virtual uh, one-on-one, how do we say, an impact game where we give you guns, we give you jackets, and your aim is to shoot each other. So it's like an advanced version of paintball which has been there for quite some time in the Indian market. But the advantage of having laser tag is that it has unlimited bullets, and it's a score based game and there is no physical impact. So laser tag is what is bringing in a lot of clients to our, we have a lot of repeat clients, and laser tag is what brings in the corporate clients as well. So it is very important for our in our team building activities. We do corporate events where teams come, we divide them into teams. So this caters to the kid which is as old as 6 year old, and it caters to a corporate activity as well, which is where people for about 40, 45, 50 year old come and have a good time at our center. Along with all of these activities, we also provide with a space which is our cafe where people can have a cup of coffee, sit, enjoy a few snacks as well. And this is the place where we conduct a lot of birthday parties as well. So this allows us to create a lot of birthday parties where we can do a gathering from as less as 12 to as big as, we've done a up to 120 people as well for our birthday parties. And then because of the combination of all these activities, Oh My Game becomes a premier play zone or an entertainment zone to conduct these events as well. At an, let's say, pre-COVID, we were averaging at least at about 28 to 30 parties a month at our centers. And during the peak months of our business, we even crossed 40-45 events a month. So these birthday parties and these events contribute a big time to our growth as well. So can you move on to the next slide, please? So as you can see in the pictures, there are people playing arcade games as well as laser tag arena. So with Oh My Game, what has happened is, because we have had 3 laser tag arenas, we have grown and learned with each uh, arena and with each experience. So all our arenas are designed and made by professional artists. We have them flown in from different parts of the countries. They with different part of the country. They stay here with us and they hand paint all of our arenas to create that experience. All our arenas are of different sizes and different themes. So it is, which makes people come back to us, because this has become our core expertise as well. And the advantage of having laser tag with us is that there is only a single manufacturer in India and we have a special contract with him. So this allows us to have that monopoly of laser tag as well. So we customize our jackets, our guns, the games that we want, the experiences that we want to provide to our customers. So this gives us the advantage as well. Now with the kids play zone as well. So Oh My Game was a very passionate project for us. So it is not that randomly I saw kids play area and I thought that I would like to expand in this business as well. So the play zones, so I myself have visited many factories in China. So China being a major manufacturer, I have been to more than 7 to 8 factories in China, and I handpick the products and the activities that I want for the kids. So this helps me when I am designing a play area as well. The current play area that we have in RD Mall is about 900 square foot, three floor play area, which provides more than 74 activities to the kids. So this means that a kid can spend a couple of hours at our center, which in turn gives us more revenue. And because the kids get engaged for so long, so the kids as well as the parents prefer to come and leave their kids here. They can easily sit at the cafe without any hassle and let the kids enjoy. Now with all these activities combined, Akriti got the creative part of Oh My Game into it, and we started doing a lot of birthday parties as well. She helped design a mascot, so Oh My Game now has their own mascot. We have our own decor, we have our own themes, which bring in a lot of birthday parties and a lot of people at our center. So in a combination, what we have aimed is, like, normally when I was doing my recce or when I was trying to understand the entertainment center, what I normally found out was that at a play center, people spend normally an hour to hour 10 minutes. So with all the combined activities, we made sure that at least people spend at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours at our center, which will automatically increase the revenue. And this is all done through the activities and the games that we provide at our center. I don't know, can we move on, please? So, being one of the first people to actually cater to a lot of to the whole age demographic, we were covered by a lot of articles by a lot of people for our activities as well. We also help ourselves as well as our people to do outside activities as well. We have done Horn OK Fest. We have done Fest in IIT. We have done it in ITM Gurgaon. We have done it in MDI as well. So there are a lot of activities. These activities can also be done at outside as well, which can give an extra revenue to our customers. Archana, can we move on, please? So when it comes to franchise, we are open to all the three known models. We are open to a franchisee owned, franchisee operated. We are open to a franchisee owned and company operated. And we are also open to investors who want to come in and invest money with Oh My Game, where Oh My Game expands with them. The models are basically, they're all the same market based models where everything is done as per the market scenario, like in a FOFO, FOCO, and the investor based model. Can we move on, please? So the main focus that we have these days is on two models. One is a complete 3800 plus model. 3800 in malls is the minimum that we would suggest our franchisees to take, because that is how you will get the revenue. Because if a person is coming in a mall, then it means that the parents or the adults leave their kids inside the mall and they move around and shop. So the more activities we give them, the more time they spend inside our gaming arena, is as the more expenditure they will have at our place. So in the 3800 square foot model, we provide with laser tag, we provide with arcade games, we provide with soft play area, and we provide with a cafe as well. The basic cost of this would come around 1 CR, which will include, and this will be an addition, and there will be additional 10 lakhs of an franchisee fees. The revenue that we expect out of this is about 3 crores, and this can be achieved if we work in a proper manner. And these figures are something that we are very hopeful to achieve, or something, or let's say these are the figures that we have achieved personally as well at our current existing centers. And then we take a royalty of 7% of the sales, and it's not just for the fact just that we need royalty. We take it in return, we provide you with all the backup support that is needed. We connect you with the because you have a lot of arcade games and laser tag, and they are all technical based games, so we provide with a lot of technical support as well at our end as well. And by our calculations, the return should we should get the return in about, let's say, 2.5 to 3 years in our complete model. Then we have a mini model as well, which is in which we do malls and high street, which is a 2800 square foot concept, which will not include the arcade games, but it will include the laser tag, the soft play area, and the cafe. So cafe is common in both these scenarios, and I keep mentioning the cafe as well because cafe will provide you with the birthday parties and the revenue. Arjuna, if you can move on to the next slide, I will explain it in detail. Arjuna, can we move on to the next slide, please? In the mini concept, the royalty is fixed at a certain amount per month.
I'll just allow me 1 minute. My screen got freeze. Just allow me 1 minute.
Okay, Saibir can keep telling them about our project and how things can.
Yeah. So I have the presentation opened in my phone as well. So the thing is that soft play has to be common in all the models that we are providing for our franchisees, because what we have noticed is from our numbers that soft play is the major attraction. The age group of 1 to, let's say, 9 or 10 years are the kids that keep coming back to us. And the project that we make, or the soft play that we make, is what will attract them again and again to our centers. And being a and So normally we prefer about 800 to 900 square feet for our soft play area, and more the height the better it would be for us to create a good soft play area. So currently let's say for an example, our good earth had an height of 12 feet, so we created a 2 level soft play area. But at our current center we had a height of more than 20 feet, so we have a 3 floor soft play area. 3 floor soft play area means kids spend at least an hour, and mostly after an hour kids are not happy, so the parents are forced to repay or to extend it to for another hour. Then for laser tag, we suggest a minimum of 1,000 square foot because of the experience that that it provides to people, because laser tag is catering to adults as well. So once it caters, kids can be happy with, let's say, about a 700 or an 800 square foot, but for adults we need at least 1,000 square foot arena. Currently my Good Earth arena, which we just wrapped up because we had finished our lease, was 2,200 square foot. The one in our DLF phase 2 is about 1,800 square foot, and the one we have in our RD mall is somewhere around 1,500 square foot. So the more space we give them, the more they enjoy, because it gives them the place to hide, to run, and that excitement brings them back. So currently laser tag and soft play area are the biggest attractions that we have, which brings the crowd back. So in whatever model we choose, we expect our franchisees to add both of them, because they certainly together add to a lot of revenue, be it in a mall, be it in a high street, or be it in an independent building. Because we are currently we have run all the three concepts. Our first center was at a high street at Good Earth. Our second center was an independent building, in DLF phase 2 in Gurugram, and our third is inside a mall. So we know when we have studied all of this, so the play area was missing in our second project, but that is when we realized that play area is the biggest attraction along with laser tag, which brings in a lot of birthday parties. These together can push up the sales a lot. Now let's talk about the investment part of our project. For a full-fledged project, we need about, we say we started with 1 CR, but I think normally in a good decent quality project, and depends on which city we are opening our center in, tier 1 cities would reach about 1.5 CR. And I would say tier 1 because then we have to bring in the best games, because we have to keep in mind the competition around. So we have to bring in the current games, what is there in the market. And for that, I myself have a lot of vendors in China, and I keep studying about it. And then we need to have a proper play area as well, and we need an additional activity as well. So for our RD mall, we added bumper cars to all of this, which is again a very major attraction. So we need the activities for people to come in and spend that amount of money. So for a mall concept, I would say 1.5 CR would be there, in which about I'm keeping in, this will include, let's say, about 25 to 30 lakh rupees of security, which the mall keeps, which was refundable once the people leave or when they're about to leave, it comes back to them. But till then that amount is blocked, so I keep that in mind. Let's say the interiors and fit outs. So the cafe takes up a lot of space. It has to be attractive. It has to bring in the kids. It has to appeal to the kids as well as to the adults, where they can sit, have a nice party, have a nice meal. So in our business, we haven't opened up our own kitchen, but we have tied up with cafes. So what they do is they come at our place, they cook, and we provide fresh and hot meals to all of our birthday parties. So this takes away the headache of food wastage and everything from us, but it adds to our revenue as well. Let's say we deal with an X amount, we have a deal with X amount with our food partner, and then we take multiply it by a couple of times, and we charge it from our clients for the birthday parties. Then we talk about the equipments. The equipments are the backbone of the center as well. The better the quality of equipments, the more people will keep coming back to us. So it's a very simple strategy. It's a very simple strategy that you have to, that there is an equipment which costs, or there's a game which costs 1 lakh rupees, and the same game will cost 10 lakh rupees. It's just the graphics, the quality of the game, and the experience that the game provides. Like we have, let's take an example of a simple bike game. So a bike game or in an arcade game is available in the market for 1 lakh rupees as well, and it's available for 8 lakh rupees as well. But it is the experience which the game provides. So in a tier 1 city, or is where you will need to have that good product, because that is where you have all the competition as well, and then that is where you need to differentiate yourself from others as well. So the equipment is where it all matters. A play area, the quality of balls, the quality of slide, the trampoline, it all matters, because if a child has a good experience, a safe experience, it is only then that the parents will bring back the kids. And there's a there's a franchise, there's a franchisee fees as well, and there's a business promotion and inventory cost as well. So there are a lot of hidden, let's say, I won't call it hidden, but there are a lot of expenses which are not taken into an account. Let's, for an example, at a gaming center, our centers run on a card. Customers come to us, they recharge a card, and they use that card to play all the games. So that card is an expense as well. So we need to take that in mind. We need to take the software in mind. All these games, all these activities need to have a proper backup as well, because they're all high electronic material. So you need to have an online UPS, and inverter will not do. So you have that added expense as well, which will, an investment in the starting will help you save all the costs, maintenance or cost, monthly costs. So that is important as well. Arjuna, can we move on to the next slide, please? Now, this is just an idea of how we work on our revenue and how it has grown over the years. Where, let's say, when a kid comes or when an adult comes, the amount of money they spent at our center and how it turns out to be, what is the return on the investment that we get. So let us say in year one we are at an investment of, let's say, about 1 CR. You can expect an outcome of about 3 point about sorry yes, so you can expect an outcome or a return within 24 to 25 months. You should get your money back. And year by year, as people start to know about you and as we start to market our project, the return keeps on growing. That is what we have seen in our case as well. Can we move on, Archana? So the markets that we have studied and we've shortlisted are, let's start with the north part of it. I have done recce and I have traveled to Punjab, to Himachal, and to Rajasthan to find out where we can open our centers. We found that Ludhiana, Chandigarh, and Jalandhar and Amritsar to be the best markets. In Punjab to open our franchisees. In Himachal, Shimla is a very good opportunity. Shimla already has a center or trampoline park over there and an additional play. But what it is missing is a play area. So a play area in Shimla can do very well. And then in Haryana, we have had opportunities, or let's say we have had inquiries from Ambala as well as Karnal. So here people have that amount of money to spend, but they don't have the places to spend that money. So these are the opportunities that we're looking at. Jaipur and again Jodhpur are again a big opportunity for us. Jaipur has a lot of tourist market as well, and the malls are doing really well. So these are a lot of places that we can do. And another very good market right now is Lucknow as well as Kanpur. So I have been to Lucknow and Kanpur myself. I have visited the malls. I had shortlisted a couple of places where we can have our franchisees open, and I am very sure that they will do really well in that places as well. The Kolkata market is now we're talking about the East. The Kolkata market is very new to all of this, and people are spending a lot of money on entertainment there. So we can have push our franchisees to open up in Kolkata as well. And similar market is Bangalore. So Bangalore, I have again visited myself. I had a franchisee inquiry over there, and this that is a market that we can really capture because of the IT sector being there and the work sector being there. It is a very good place to open up a center where we can target our corporate sector, where laser tag along with its activities and a couple of more activities, like we had bubble football or dodge throw basket, which we have in our DLF phase 2 center, which can be targeted in Bangalore. Can we move on, Archana? So what we are looking for in our franchisees, we are looking for people who are who want to run this business themselves. It is not that they want to just put in money and have somebody sit at the counter and do work for themselves, because what we have understood in the last 4 years is that you need that personal touch when you are running this business. There will always be a difference where a person who is managing or a person who is at the owner level manages the business. There will always be a difference. It's been 4 years since we started Oh My Game, but till today all the calls go through me. I have a separate number for my all my centers. All the queries, all the calls come to me, and it is me who converts. So we need people who are willing to put in that extra effort. We need those people who are willing to have that sales and marketing, are willing to add that sales and marketing experience. We need, like, their core team should have a person who is always focused on the marketing part of your center. Like for Oh My Game, Akriti is that person. Like Akriti is every day spending hours with our social media team, with the team that handles our Google AdWords, with the team that handles even the marketing of the mall. She's already always in touch with them to know what is happening, so that people are aware of the existence of your brand. Uh, can we move on, please? Yes. So as this what this slide tells us, because of the activities that we are providing, it is not that just a parent or like a single parent or a child is coming to the center, spend the parent is leaving the child and moving on. We see it every day that when a family is entering our center, they spend a lot of time together. If a child is inside the play area, the parents prefer to play, either they are playing air hockey or they're playing basketball, or even if they have that, or even if they're adventurous enough, both of them just go into the laser tag to have fun, to shoot each other and have fun. So it is just that we provide, we are providing, covering all the demographics. That is why it is not just a normal gaming. That is why I don't call ourselves as a normal gaming center or a kids play area. We call ourselves as an entertainment center or an amusement center, where you are coming and spending time as a family. And when you are spending time as a family, the ticket size, the spend of the customers also increases. So these activities combine in bring in a lot of revenue as well. And because of the atmosphere provided by Oh My Game, we do a lot of birthday parties. uh, can we move on, Nichna? So what is the advantage that our franchisees get by combining with Oh My Game? So now, being in this sector for more than 4 years, We have visited a lot of malls, we visited a lot of high streets, and we visited a lot of standalone buildings as well. So you get that experience from us. I will not say that we have been perfect in our journey as well, but we have learned from our mistakes all along. The mistakes that we committed at our first center were not repeated in our second, and what we learned from the first and second were not repeated at our third. So as we grow, you get that experience from us. What is very important for gaming zone is the real estate, the place where you open a gaming center. There are a lot of opportunities, a lot of places available in market at lower prices as well. But even if you have to pay a little extra rent or you have to take a little extra overheads, we can identify those places for you, because we know that those places will give a better revenue. So you get that experience and expertise from us. Being at that being at being at having had 3 centers, we have imported a lot of arcade games as well. So we know the difference in the quality as well. There's a product which will need a weekly maintenance, there's a product which needs a daily maintenance, and then there's a product which needs a monthly maintenance. So we can provide you with that experience and that expertise as well, where we can help you shortlist the products according to your budget, that which will give which will decrease your overhead expenses as well. Our staff has been with us for a long time now. So we have, and it was me who when I had started my first center, I personally had took training to repair all the games, to see how the games work. So if I've myself done that, so I can train others as well. Even if today, let's say my staff does not show up, it does not mean that my center will not run. I am myself capable be at the billing counter, or run laser tag, or even to repair a couple of machines as well, to make sure that the center does not stop working. So that is the expertise you get with us as well. And now, a very main point about having or running a gaming center is the marketing part of it. How will you be able to distinguish yourselves from the others which are the existing play areas? So for that, Akriti has been doing it for past 4 years now. That is why we have shortlisted the keywords that we know, keywords or the search words that are used in Google, which will able to distinguish us from the others. That is how we get our clients. That is how um, it was about a couple of days ago, where we had a meeting with our social media team and our Google team, where we found out that we are actually at 18 to 20 calls a day, compared to 4 to 5 which our competitors get. And this is all about the experience to shortlist the keywords and to put in the proper marketing that we do. Arjuna, can you move forward, please? Now I would thank all of you for your time.
Thank you very much, Sahil. Thank you very much. It was a great and very elaborate presentation. And I liked, when you said that you've done all parts of your business, because any successful person who can only transfer his business to somebody else, once he is able to really go through every aspect of a business model. And that's what I've really realized in franchising. Even the big brands fail because they have not mastered how to run and operate a business in a particular region. And that's why sometimes people bring in these global brands through Franchiseindia to India, and they're not able to do it because they're not mastered. They're not operators. And you go very rare wrong when you mastered yourself every single part of it. Because you can, when your franchisee calls you up from any place, say from Nagpur, and say, I have a problem in this, you exactly know, because you pass through all those problems yourself. You know how difficult it is to overspend in these businesses. I've seen people gone wrong in gaming because they've overspent. Yeah. There was a company which we used to advise and opened up a center in Chandigarh. And I'm talking about exactly about 15, 16 years back. That time they spent on a gaming business $1 million. So this is not China, this is not US. We have to be conscious about our capex, and what you've done is smartly engineered the capex. You're able to multiple businesses. Gaming is just one part of it. Leisure is another part. Birthday party is another part of it. These are business models. These are business models into a combined collective environment, which is family entertainment. If family entertainment is a larger space where you bring in different kind of target groups, different kind of TGs, and able to give them environment to go and spend and leisure. And it also has a very strong subscription-based business model, because once you are coming to an environment when you go and play with your friends and you come back with family, you want to repeat back. And if say one kid has a birthday in that place, then that kid, if there are 30 people in that class, you can ensure that all 30 one by one would start doing a birthday in that same, I think, because it just becomes a routine. This is how the batches really go through, and so on and so forth. So congratulations for what you have achieved. I think you've done well in terms of what your business model you built. So we'll start with a couple of important questions, and I think I'll start with one of the questions which one of our members have asked, is that the FOCO and the FOFO, which you said you are happy to take even the operational part of the business. Are you open for pan-India markets for both these opportunities? Because a lot of people have strategic location these days, and we're working with a lot of shopping mall owners, and these are people who are coming to us. They don't mind putting a capital, but they don't have operational capability. How does that work? And if you can start with giving a little elaboration on the FOFO part of it, a little more in terms of how this is going to be working. Because I know this is a perfect time. A lot of people who have great real estate, they don't mind putting all the capital, but they don't have capability to run and operate because of their involvement in other businesses. And this business needs some kind of a day-to-day involvement. Any comments you would like to start with?
Yeah, Gaurav. So what I would want to add to the FOCO model is that we can provide the training, we can set up the whole center, but what we need from the franchisee would be a person who they are, or a couple of people at the center who they are, let's say, they can depend on, or they are trustworthy, because there is a lot of cash transaction that goes on. Though we have partnered with Semnox is the #1 company in India when it comes to gaming, so there cannot be any trespassing on the gaming part of the, or the arcade gaming part of the working. But what we need is people who, from these people, is people that they trust to be there at the center. We can train them. And also what I have experienced myself is, I had a query from about a couple of years from Kerala, and I had gone there and I had uh, put in a lot of effort, and we were trying to put a setup there. But what people did not appreciate was a person coming from Delhi and trying to be a master to them, where I was just helping them train. So that did not work out. I even took one of my guys with me because he was ready to shift as well. That you stay at the center, you work here, you stay here for a couple of months, and then you train people, and then we come back. But that was not appreciated. We need people from the other end to have somebody trustworthy as well. Let's say, I'll take a very small example. Let's say for a birthday party, there are about 50 guests that have showed up, but a billing of only 40 happens. So for that, you need somebody who will be there to give you that confidence that there is no pilferation happening from their end. We are open to FOCO model, let's say on the north part of it, where let's say once a month or once a week, if I need to go and have a check, that can be done. I can keep that can be done, that where I can put up the numbers. See, the software can never lie. The Semnox software is such a great software that it cannot lie. It will even tell me how many times a game has been played in a day. So that cannot be done. So, and when I'm sitting somewhere and it has to be managed internally, or let's say in a traveling distance where I can visit weekly, that is not a problem at all. But for the further parts of the country right now, I still don't have that expertise where I need to work on where I can work on a FOCO model. But let's say if Punjab or Rajasthan or Himachal or Delhi NCR is concerned, the FOCO model is perfectly okay for us as well, where we can train people, where even if my current managers need to go once a week or just give a surprise visit, that is possible as well. But for the other parts, I'm more open for a FOFO model.
Very, very interesting aspect you've really raised, and this is where most of the companies really franchise, because they need a local partner who can bring in local capabilities. Local capabilities largely is not really about the business operations, it's about the administrative part of it. Administrative would be maintenance, local issues, and pilferages and people management and things of that nature. Which anyway, I think if you are a mall owner also, or you are somebody who are already managing assets there, and mall owners today work on revenue share, they are even more conscious about what is going on the sales front, because they don't want a leakage to happen by anybody, because they want to really control that. And one of our senior consultants actually joined in, to Javed, has a actually prospect with him on this webinar. So they are considering on a location in Shankar Mall in Tumkur. It's one of the top malls, beautifully designed and structured. So Javed, you can get in touch with Sahilji directly and discuss that. So that's as a very good property, beautiful property. We just did an event there. Very good brand mix, beautiful and single mall. There is no other mall. So I think it's a great opportunity. Another consultant of ours, senior consultant who works in Haryana, is asking that would highway locations make sense, especially when you know, and Sahil, you would know because you travel there. You see, NH1 is a different ball. It's a very different ball game. It looks like that city never ends. You're almost passing through something really coming in, and there are large mega infrastructures where there are 10,000, 15,000 footfalls. Would this kind of thing would make sense? Because you have to be conscious that people only stop for very little time.
Yes.
And,
so Gaurav, just pre-COVID, I had this query, and it was on the Delhi Chandigarh highway only, and I had gone and visited the location as well. So it works. It works in a sense that we can reduce the spend time there, keeping the pricing minimal as well. So it is not necessary that if a kid is coming to the play area, they need to spend an hour there. We can reduce it to half an hour. We can keep a limited number of arcade games as well. But what I noticed is on the highway, it attracts, because it is connected to a lot of small cities as well. It is a very major place for them to come in the evening and have a birthday party as well. So
correct.
while doing a recce, I just found out that there was a person who was looking at a 220 people birthday party for a 3-year-old, which has never happened in Gurgaon till now. Yeah, so because we can, and that will require a price set of that manner as well, and then it would require the setup cost will also go down accordingly. It does not need a premium play center, it does not need the premium arcade games, but yes, it needs a good play area, and good arcade game would work as well. Where let's say, so what we have calculated and what was there in our presentation as well, that an average kid spend at our center is somewhere around 1,200 rupees. If they spend a couple of hours, they're spending about 1,200 rupees. This can go down to 700-800 rupees at these places as well. I'll take a random name, let's say Karnal, or you're talking about Panipat, or all these cities. So they miss that. They have people where they have the ability to spend money, not as much as what we in Delhi NCR do, but yes, they want a place where they want to spend money. So these are the places which can be targeted as well, where because of the already existing food courts in most of these places, people from nearby cities or nearby villages or places are already coming there to spend time in their evening. So yes, these places can certainly be targeted.
We can
Absolutely.
design according to their want, according to the place, that is, according to the people that live around and where it is located. We can design a center according to that.
Absolutely, Akriti. I think she's on spot on. And I can give you, say, we take a case study of NH1, then you can have certainly one center around Sonipat, which gets a captive audience of outside Sonipat in the city. Then you can do one center between Panipat and Karnal, which gets you to twin city population, which is very consistent and keep repeating. Then you can do another center between, say, somewhere in Kurukshetra, where there is a 3-city overlap can happen from a leisure viewpoint if there is a large infrastructure. Then you can do one in close to Chandigarh, where you can get again Tri-City plus Ambala and other places. If you want to do, say, I'm just talking about North, and we can do this mapping all India. And similar to in Ludhiana between Jalandhar, there is a good opportunity. You have Fagwada, which is there, and then you do one between Jalandhar and Amritsar. So there are a lot of spots, and one has to really, there has to be a bigger anchor. The only mistake you cannot do is that you become an anchor. If you become an anchor, then you will not be able to survive. If there was a bigger anchor, if there was a large Haldiram there, or a large food court there, or large Sukhdev there, or anybody who's there who is able to pull the crowd, then you are a great profitable top up. You're a top up because you are a high margin business. Food, you don't make money because you make, I mean, you make decent money, but it's also a kind of a loss center because you have to give very value centric food, but you are a top up. And that's where the opportunity would be to talk to some of these operators, and they will be very, very keen. And I can tell you the biggest pain point today with all the real estate owners, developers, this category is missing. Somebody starts with me that they have a multiplex, they have restaurants, they have fashion, they have everything, and they would come and say, I don't have anything in the leisure. Very, very few operators are there. If you talk about fashion, there are over 1,000 companies in this country which are offering the opportunity. If you talk about any other category, there are many other retail points. Food, you have enough and more. But when it comes to gaming and comes to leisure arcades and things of that nature, you will not be able to get a handful of names in the country. So the opportunity is much, much wider and the supply is minimum. So it's a great opportunity for doing. I'll take one question and then I'll move it to Sonia to ask many questions which are coming from audience. Are you also open for a larger partner? Why I'm asking this, because last 1 year since we were doing it, Franchiseindia, we were focused on unit focus because we wanted, there was investment, liquidity was tight, people were trying to keep money in hand. But now as the market's opening up, a lot of people are there to diversify. They are looking for larger investments. We are getting every day people coming to us and say, look, I'm interested in not in the unit, but I'm either interested in a master, area franchise, or even a stake in the company. So they are coming to us with larger appetite of investments. Any thoughts you have on that? If say somebody comes and say, look, let me develop this with East India with you. It can be either through a larger area or a master franchise or even a JV, where not necessarily you bring capital, but they bring in capital, you bring in your operational bandwidth, and the business can be larger. Because today there is an opportunity of people having capital, but not having the rich experience as you have. So there is an opportunity. Are you open for this?
Yes, Gaurav, we are open to that. I have one thing in mind that we would like to keep at least, let's say, Delhi HCR for us, because over the couple of years, like I'm talking about the master franchisee, because if there are opportunities, this is the market we would like to capture ourselves, because then this is what we can do. But if somebody from the other parts of the country would like to take a master franchisee, where they would want to open a couple of centers together and to take over the market, we were certainly open for that. Because as I'm saying, the couple of activities that we have is our advantage. So we would like to take the advantage of that as well, to have the games and the activities before it reaches to the open market. So if somebody is open to that, if somebody finds a void in certain part of the country where gaming can suddenly take over, we are certainly open for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So please reach out. We have a special team which looks after large investments, or reach out to any of our consultants which are spread in India, and talk to them. If you are interested in building a larger play, say you are from Kerala and you want to build something like a 10-center play in Kerala, there can be a great opportunity. They already ahead of the game. They already have proprietary products. They have mastered to get the whole system in place. Their vendors, suppliers, everything is set. It's a great economics, good business economics, which has already also been there. So it's a good opportunity, and you can really build leadership in your own regions in the gaming and in the overall family entertainment space. Family entertainment is a multi-billion-dollar global industry. Very little has been done in India, and I see next 5 to 10 years this industry is going to see a biggest demand. Gaming itself is evolving so fast. The content side and the structure and offering, technology, interface, everything is changing so very fast. So it gives you an opportunity to keep it relevant. Earlier days, the arcade games, what you used to saw, didn't change for years and years, and it just got fatigue. Somebody who started playing at 12, same game, was playing till 16, the same game, right? The content was not something which was changing. Now the content side is becoming very more. So it's a great opportunity. Over to you, Sonia, for your questions, and if we can even go into some deeper markets or deeper opportunities which are available. Thank you very much.
Well, I'll take some questions. While I did see Akriti answering a lot of questions coming from the audience, I like to maybe first and foremost touch upon, the business model. You talked about the investment that goes in. if you can also touch upon maybe the performance of the unit or the center, so to say, which is, maybe your also operating expenses. And you did mention there's almost, 1200 is typically what an APC is for a customer, which is a child or an adult. So, and amongst all the various formats you have, which is food, arcade, and laser games, typically, what kind of revenue one is able to make, which is a I would say higher share in terms of the revenue mix, and overall revenue versus the expenses which outlet has to incur.
So Sonia, it is all, let us say it is all a combined effort that goes on. Let's say Oh My Game runs on a card system. So and we give a lot of offers on those cards. So it in so people spend that money on the card and then they use that card to play all the activities. What we have found out is that the play area and the laser tag, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They go
I think
hand in
the
hand.
two biggest attractions that we have, the teenagers, I think the 11 and above get attracted to the laser tag, and the kids below that get attracted to the soft play area. So these two attract the kids, and then your arcade and your bumper cars, your cafe are the plus points where you actually in cash all the money. Am I right, Sahil?
Yeah. So what happens is, if a person, so let's say we charge 500 an hour for our play area. So once a kid is coming, they're spending 500 rupees for the play area. It's not that they are just playing in that play area for an hour and leaving. Then because of the card system, they recharge that card and then they spend that money on all the arcade games as well. And because, so we have a cutoff for 5 years and above for our laser tag as well. So at times we have seen that a kid is playing an hour in the play area and then they play laser tag for a 15-minute or a half an hour session with their parents. Or if a couple of, like, let's say we do a lot of, Gurgaon has that concept of mom kitties as well. So the parents are sitting and they've loaded the card with money for their kids and then they spend. So it has to go hand in hand. Being what Oh My Game, as we're talking about birthday parties being the biggest attraction, or probably they contribute to about 60 to 70% of our revenue as well. And the reason Oh My Game is reaching 30 parties a month is because we provide them both the experiences. So the kids are busy for that time and for that activity as well. So that is the attraction. These things go hand in hand. It is not a specific activity, but it is the combination that goes, because you'll get a lot of play areas in Gurugram which are just a play area and a small cafe. And we have had that concept with Smash as well, or a Fun City as well, where they play arcade games and then they leave. So we have that advantage of having all of them. Similarly, we have catered to the corporate side as well in our DLF center, where we did not add the play area, but we added a couple of more activities. We were the first ones to bring bubble football to Gurgaon, where we put you in a Zor ball and you play football against each other. We made an indoor football arena. You're inside a Zor ball and you're like having a fight. You bang and you crash into each other and you go flying off. And that is where corporates had a lot of fun. So we were catering to that side as well. So it is just the combination of activities that we need, and that is what we have expertised in these last 4 years. When according to the market, we can provide you with what exactly will work on.
Yeah.
Like it
What
is not
would be the potential, if I may just maybe ask, what exactly should be, I would not exactly, but if I have to understand, what could be the potential for a franchisee to earn? If I talk about a revenue of 25 lakhs, you mentioned is an average of what your current centers have been doing or are currently doing. So what is the potential for a franchisee to earn? Typically, what are the margins in the business? And also I did see a question on the rental, and typically most locations in these times, we can even get them on a revenue share. So what percentage allocation, against the cost, and what is the net margin ideally one can make in the business?
yes. So the major expense in an entertainment center is the rent. What most of the malls or most of the people don't understand is that we are not restaurants, which means our per square foot of revenue is not as high as that are in the restaurants. But and then we need to consider ourselves in the service industry as well, because we do not have a fixed product cost. We have a one-time investment. So what we have seen with, let's say my first center, Good Earth, we were able to break even in 1.5 to 2 years, because we had that rental, we had negotiated on that rental, and then we were able to save enough, and then we from that we were able to expand to our second center. Now the second center and the first center combined enough and had gave us a lot of savings that we are able to open up. We were able to open up a third center. The third center costed us, let us say, was in the ballpark of about 1.6 to 1.7 cr. So that all came through these, from the existing centers only. So the revenue or the return which you get is great, considering that you keep your overheads limited. And for that, we provide you with that expertise. Let's say the revenue part of it or the rental part of it should not exceed, let's say, 20%, 21% is what we keep at tops. Then we need to keep a check on the cam part of it, because these are the hidden costs which at the ultimately, let's say I do a sale of 20 lakh rupees, but I'm not taking anything home, and the reason behind that is because the overheads are too high. So we provide you with that expertise. Or let's say when we are working at a center, we keep a cutoff mark. If you're opening your center here, this is what your expense should be, and it should not go above it, because then you will not be making any money. Similarly, we did not keep the food part to ourselves, because food has a lot of wastage. A lot of things can go south. So we took a partner, though we pay a little premium, because we are proud of the food that we provide or the catering that we do for birthday parties. But then we charge that much from a client as well. So I do not have a certain percentage, but I'm sure that we should be able to break even at our centers from 27 to 30 months, and this is a very conservative approach. If we are aggressive enough and if we are able to crack some deals, and let's say we are able to work on revenue share percentages, this number comes down drastically.
All
So
right.
we need
And
to
now
keep that in
coming
mind.
Also,
to
there's also, I would like to add here, we've also seen from the three centers that from day one, we are not putting in more money to run our center. You know, the center is giving us enough in the months that it's taking out its monthly expenses itself from the very beginning, which is also a great deal in a business. Because otherwise, what happens is for 6-8 months, people think after an investment, we should keep this much money to run the business also. But this is such a entertainment is such a business that we have experienced that from day one, it's giving us back at least taking care of its own self, which is also a big deal.
Okay, and now coming to the manpower, typically, what is the cost towards manpower and how many people would the outlet need? And when you talked about food, so because food is not run by you, it is given to a partner. So whatever sales the food outlet would do, so is there a revenue share which comes to the partner?
Okay. So I'll start with the manpower. For manpower, we need a good manager, first of all. The manager that is able to convert the birthday parties. Like I told in the presentation, I still take up most of the calls. But once I get the queries, I note down. We have our own group where I put in the queries, and then it is up to the manager to convert it to them. So you need a manager. Like Priya is with us in this conversation. She's the manager at our center. So I can very proudly say that whatever I give to her, we have set a benchmark that we will not go below this price. We will not go give more than these offers. So she is able to convert it. So a manager is a very integral part of the center to convert the birthday party queries. Let's say if somebody is calling for an experience that you don't provide, but to convert that customer into the experiences that you provide is also a very important aspect of it. So you need an experienced manager, or you need somebody who's great at marketing and sales skills. Then you need at least two technicians, because a lot of these games are, you need a lot of technical support. You need a lot of maintenance on these, or I won't say maintenance, but a regular check if the machines are running smoothly. So these are redemption games. So you kids play, they take out tickets and they come back to you for gifts. So that is again an added expense as well as an attraction for the other. So you need to keep a check that no machine is giving too many tickets out, and you find out that a person is spending 500 bucks but taking gifts worth 600, 700 from you. So that creates a loss as well. So you need at least two technical people and two technical technicians there to manage the laser tag as well as the arcade gaming. Then you need a couple of we call them dd's, need hygienic, well-read dd's who manage the play area where kids are coming to ensure their safety. So depending on the size of the play area, like for our 900 square foot multi-level play area, we have 4 didis. So according to that, the manpower, it all depends on the number of activities that you are putting in. And when it comes to the food cost, so you will negotiate with it. Let's say we've taken food for X bucks from our partner. He's charging X bucks from us, so it does not matter to him, or should not matter to him, what we are charging to our customers. We can take 1.5, 2x, whatever it is, depending on the menu.
Sure.
So we can help negotiate that as well, because we've been doing that at our 3 centers. There's a certain price for, let's say, a certain age group. Then there's a certain different price for a corporate party or for adults, because then they have their own margins as well. So it should not matter or bother to them that what is it that we are charging from our customers, because they get whatever is set with them. We do, like in our case, we do a monthly settlement. We note down the number of birthday parties we do, and then we do monthly settlement, and they get paid on the second or the third of every month. So that is how it works, because we are doing the final billing.
Sure, helpful.
Sonia, I think there are 2 ways to go about food. Either you do an X price and you sell at Y price, and that X price is discussed between you and your food partner, or you work on percentage, which is you take about 40, 50, 60%, whatever you agree on with the food partner, you take percentage. So these are the 2 ways you can work with your food partner. And the third way is that if you have an expertise in the food business, then you handle your food yourself. These are the 3 ways you can go for food.
And that would mean additional investment also in the cafe?
No, not really. We've already put that cafe investment is already there. Wherever we've given our investment cost, it's there. Obviously, the running cost definitely is there in case you are handling your food business yourself. If you have a partner, then all the raw material cost or the running cost is handled by the partner.
Okay. Last question which I want to pick, while I think we already overshot the time, which is on the franchisee-owned company operated model. You had mentioned there's a fixed fee or some percentage which goes to the partner who's invested. And how are we calculating that? It is based on the revenue which comes in, a percentage of that which is variable, or there's some fixed, I would say, percentage that we give to him as an investment that he puts in the project?
Sorry, I did not get that question.
So we are talking about 2 models. We have talked about franchisee and franchisee operated. The other model is franchisee and company operated, where the franchisee is an investor and the company is the operator in the business model. How are returns given to the franchisee in this model? Is there a fixed percentage on which he gets a monthly return on the investment?
In the franchisee owned and franchisee operated, we just take a royalty depending on their sales. And in return,
She's asking about
the other model where you are operating and he is the investor.
Yeah. No. So then again, we charge only a percentage of it. The rest of it, because they have put in the money, is theirs. So the expenses that we take out, once the expenses and everything is done, we will set up a certain value which we get, and then there's the rest of it goes to the franchisee only. Where in the company operated, we are taking in a certain figure, which is like in a FOFO model, we take about 7%, but in the FOFO model, the percentage will go much higher up, depending on what is the investment, where it is, and what are the sales, because we don't want to be too high where it is not profitable to the franchisee. But in the FOCO model, of course, we will also be taking in a part, because then it will involve more of our input as well.
Okay, so what you're saying, in a FOCO model, you'll take a management fee, and the rest of, I would say, the entire revenue which comes and goes to the franchisee, and he takes care of all the expenses as regular.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And so before we close, what we can do is, we did see some questions from locations which did come up, and we can fix up a day which could preferably be maybe 4 or 5 days from today, which can allow us some time to filter the inquiries which have come in, and maybe then reach out to you. And I did see a suggestion coming from one of our partners also. If you could also arrange a tour, it could be helpful for people who could come and visit, especially people in NCR, or somebody who wants to come even from Haryana, which is close by, Chandigarh, all these locations which are within, I would say, north and easy travel distance. We can even arrange maybe a tour which we can request people and invite them to come. But keeping that as one, we can also do some tri-party calls, meetings over a discovery day where we can bring in some investors over a one-on-one call, where you can give them a virtual tour also of your center.
Actually, my manager just got disconnected. If you have 2 minutes, I'll just call her back, and she's at the center only for this purpose. Only if people want to have a look at what our existing center is all about, I can just have her on. I can just have her back in 2 minutes.
You would want to have a Zoom tour to our center right now?
No, not now. We are doing a discovery day where we shot people and
makes sense.
we can do it at your center where you can show ground, get into depth, and what date is good for that in the coming week?
I think, Sonia, we can get in touch with you and we can decide on a date where you can share that with whoever is interested.
So if we can decide now, so we can pass it on to because a lot of people are live, Facebook Live and a webinar. So maybe something like 17th, if it is possible.
Wednesday, 17th Wednesday. I think it should be fine.
We can do
so
17th.
It's like, so it's about good days for us also to really shortlist about 8-9 days. So, and we'll filter down and we'll work to qualify them and then bring them. So friends, 17th is a date where you will have an opportunity to spend a lot of direct time with Sahil and Akriti in terms of their depth knowledge, and also to see the center and understand how that works, and can be a great opportunity for you to evaluate as your business investment. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Any last words which any of the panelists who want to share?
I think family entertainment center is the big thing and is what is needed right now, especially after the pandemic, what we've all gone through. So I think entertainment is a big business and we should all get into it. Like, it's a good business.
Absolutely. Family entertainment centers is a very strong opportunity and very fast growing category globally, and will continue to be, and especially in India, where we have young people, a lot of young people. So it's no brainer that this would do extremely well.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, Akriti and Sahil, for coming in, and we look forward to bringing our qualified prospective partners to you in the coming week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Archana.
Thank you so much, Sahil. Thank you so much, Akriti, for joining in today. We would like to thank Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am also. All the dear participants, please do reach out to us. You want to have one-to-one interaction with Akriti and Sahil on 17th of March, which is a discovery day. Please do registration at the business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Please save this number in your phone book so that you get a regular updates on different business options from our site to broadcast message. You can also join us at the different social handles, information on your screen. Do join us at the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. All the previously done webinars, different submit, we have the recorded version in video section. Also connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn IDs, information on your screen. And today at 7 p.m. we are inviting you to join us for great brand Kareem's. That's the brand we are bringing for you under a special webinar at 7 p.m. Please join us after doing a registration at the same business hotline number. And tomorrow, under our regular business opportunity webinar series, we invite you to join us for Pizzeria Hall. That's the brand we are bringing for you. F&B opportunity where the team would come and talk about their business model. So please join us for both the opportunities by doing registration. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Good day. Thanks, Sahil and Akriti.
Thank you.